Okay, so I just got done watching Kill la Kill episode 1 to 3. And by God, this was a good show. So far, I don't know about the later shows. So I'm going to be reviewing episode 1 to 3 of Kill la Kill and tell you my thoughts on it and tell you how I think about the show and what it will lead to. For anybody who has already seen the show, you already know, but for me, this is my first time and I just want to get my first take on it. So, episode 1, we talking about a school full of dictatorship and just straight up murder. Like, they just killed their children. You start off with a teacher that is talking about the 1933 and of the Soviet, I don't know if it was, the Germans of 1933, with their leader being, his name starts with an H and ends with an R. I'm not saying it on YouTube. But you know what? Let's just say Hit for sure. So he was talking about Hit off of the 1933 revolution of the Germans, all this stuff, and then like what they was doing. And you start noticing a big ass figure that comes into the classroom dramatically, known as Ira Gamaguchi, something like that. And he's one of the new, I guess you could say, if you was to say like a Bleach reference, he's like the captain of the school. So as the captain, he wanted to figure out who the hell is trying to stop or hurt the school. And somebody in the classroom, one of the students, was trying to get away with the Goku uniform. And that is one of the plot points that we discovered later on in the series, that the Goku uniform is a uniform that gives you amazing power using life fibers and yada yada yada. So apparently this man ran away. So when he was running away, it was a student. I don't know his name because he died like a couple of minutes afterwards, so his name is not important. And Ira, this man just was trolling throughout the entire time he was chasing this kid, and this kid just wore the Goku uniform because Ira told him, yo, try out the Goku uniform. And he just got immensely powerful. So what that tells you is that with the Goku uniforms, you are able to become even more powerful than you could previously be in the later on in the show. Now there's different forms of the Goku uniform. You got 1 to 3. There 4 to 5, I think, are being augmented throughout the show, but basically 1 is the weakest form of the Goku uniforms. 3 is the most optimal, yet the most strongest form of the Goku uniform. Well, technically 5 is, but like I said, it's unstable. And 4, I'm not sure about because they haven't gotten into the Goku uniform 4. So basically what they do is they enhance your abilities, and they also give you special abilities regarding your body. So if you have level 1 Goku uniform, that's like 10% life fibers. That's a term in the show that represents your augments, your enhancements that you get from the Goku uniforms. And with Goku uniform 3, you have like this amazing 30% life fiber enhancement in your body. It's just insane. So out of all of this, you are introduced by the main protagonist, Ryuko Matoe. And she goes trying to go find somebody with a sword that is similar to hers, which is the same sword as hers. And that's her purpose of the show, because she's trying to find who killed her father. And with her father being dead, she wanted vengeance, obviously. She meets new characters around the show. The female, you got a female and a little boy character. Forgot what their names were, but I'll try to remember their names next time. But the little girl was a mischievous, like dumb, gullible, the typical anime trope of like, the series. And the boy was also a typical anime trope of like the secondary support character that was just dumb but didn't prove to be anything useful in the show. So she is at this school trying to enroll in the school, immediately attacks one of the captains, and she literally got bodied because she believes that in the school there was somebody that holds the power or that knows the information of her father's death. and holds the power of her sword. She's fighting, she's just going in, and I was just like, damn, this is fucking insane, bro. Like, how the hell does this girl, who is she? And like many other anime, the difference between her though, between like other anime protagonists, and this is what I love though, she runs away after knowing that she's going to get bodied, and I love that shit. She literally knew that the leader of the entirety of the school, I don't know if she's the principal or not. No, I think she's the head, like, because there's different schools, different school boards that follow the same criteria as the school that Ryoko is in. So I think that she is the leader of all of the schools, in fact. And I think her name was Shuriku, something like that. I'm gonna call it Shuriku or Shuriki, something, whatever the hell her name is. And this character is literally the goddess, quote unquote, of the anime, the antagonist that is against Ryuko. And the purpose of her is to tell Ryuko what happened to her father, because she is the one that has incredible power, and Ryuko is the one that has the kamui, which is the specialized outfits that her father made for her. And kamui is basically part of the life fiber thing. It's related to the Goku uniform, but it's even more powerful basically. And with those uniforms, you're able to use a lot of power that not even the Goku uniforms could use. And I like how they're called Goku uniforms because of the dragon. I think that's a Dragon Ball reference, and I really do like that name, even though Goku now in the Dragon Ball series is kind of like But anyways, with the power of the Kamui, she then named her new Kamui Senketsu, which means fresh blood in Japanese. And the reason why she named him that was because he kept drinking her blood, and he is a live Kamui. So Kamuis are basically alive fabrics and clothing that the user wears in order to unleash power. But the reason why she couldn't unleash all of her power with the Kamui was because the Kamui needed to I don't know how to say this, but in the show you needed to quote unquote completely get naked in order to wear the Kamui completely, even though the Kamui does still kind of cover her body and you don't see anything too lewd, although the entire show is basically lewd. But she then realized that after the first 2 episodes, in episode 3, she was fighting Sasuke, which is the leader of all of the schools. That's her full name. Sasuke, she was fighting her, and when she was fighting her, Sasuke also had a Kamui. And when this happened, she needed to figure out how to really utilize her Kamui in order to pair up with Sasuke, who had her own Kamui, and that she mastered. Sasuke already knew how to utilize her Kamui at the fullest extent, but Ryuko did not know how to. And like I said before, the only way for you to fully utilize the Kamui is to completely be naked, practically. And after that, the Kamui will then rewrap around the person using it. It's a weird animation, but that's basically how the show explains it. So when she fully masters the Kamui in episode 3, you then see her fighting Sasuke, and they was like on par, but for a brief moment, until yet again Ryuko was on the ground. So she technically lost again. You do notice that she keeps losing, but at the same time, she, as the protagonist, keeps going and keeps striving to be the best, the typical protagonist stuff. And honestly, I just think that after episode 3, I'm so excited because of the fact that she needs to fight the whole entire school in order to fight Sasuke once again, if she ever gets the chance to fight Sasuke, which obviously she will. And with that, in conclusion, episode 1 and 3, pretty damn fine. I love it. Absolutely. I give episode 1. Episode 2 was the weakest one though. Episode 2 was the weakest one because of the fact that it was since this is an action anime, it's not a slice of life anime at all. This is a really heavy action anime, and when the action goes, it goes. Episode 3 had the best action ever, man. Episode 1 built it up, and episode 3 just finalized it. I can't wait till I am able to see episode 4 to 6. But episode 2 was the weakest one because of the slice of life elements into it, and a little bit of comedy, a little bit of the old perverted type of old teacher, and you know, like the teacher who helped her was basically Master Roshi the entire time. But other than that, episode 2 was fine. I give episode 2 like maybe a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10, and I'll give episode 1 to 3. I'll give episode 1 a 9 out of 10 because it had a lot of action. But episode 3, oh my goodness, a 10 out of 10. So, like, all in all, this was I would give 1 to 3, like, all together an 8. And that is my review of Kill la Kill so far. So, if you're interested, please watch episode 4, my review for episode 4 to 6. And I will catch you guys later.